soon as the...
We're recording.
Okay, I'd like to call a meeting of the Borough of Rockaway Land Use Board to order. Our first order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance, so all rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Land Use Board open meeting public statement of adequate notice. I hereby announce and state that adequate notice of this meeting was provided by the Secretary of the Rockaway Borough Land Use Board by preparing a notice dated January 7th, 2025, specifying the time, date, and place of this meeting, posting such notice on the bulletin board of Borough Hall, filing said notice with the clerk of the county of Morris, and publishing the notice in the Daily Record newspaper. I hereby hand a copy of such notice to the Secretary of the Borough of Rockaway Land Use Board for inclusion in the minutes of this meeting. All of the above being in accordance with NJSA 10:4-6, that's Equitable Public Meeting Act. I'm Ken Blair, the chairperson. So the public knows we can get out of the building in a hurry in that direction and in that direction. And we will have no new cases after 9:30 tonight, we say hopefully. Here's this.
Okay, thank you.
And may we please have a roll call.
Mayor Tom Mulligan, absent. Chairman Blair,
Here?
Ken Vanborg,
Here.
Joyce Farmouth. Here. Ron Hammond,
Here.
William Hopler,
Here.
Mark Hayward,
Here.
Councilman Hurley.
Here.
I'm here, Barbara Koch, Janet Letter, absent. Bob Schieffer, absent. Kim Rose. Here. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We have a quorum. Just like everyone to note, this evening, we do not have our normal secretary. And Ms. Koch has stood in to take the recordings of the minutes and keep our paperwork in order. Because we don't have a case tonight, we allowed John to play hooky on us. We don't have a lawyer. And we don't have our engineer with us tonight again because we didn't have a case. Golda is here because there's some stuff she wants to present to us today.
Sure.
So we have 3 sets of minutes for approval. We have the September 2nd minute.
I make a motion.
Second.
A motion to approve is written. Is there any discussion?
Yes. On the September 2nd meeting minutes, one, I see that my name is misspelled, but on page 4, 4 paragraphs up, I'm going to read the sentence and what needs to be changed.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so there was some discussion. Kim Rose, board member, said she doesn't have a problem with this billboard, but if there is another one, we will have to be careful. It looks like part of the sentence might have been missing. What I did say was I didn't have a problem with the billboard being lit 24/7 due to the fact that it is in a non-residential area and would have no impact on any residents. So I think that is important too.
Okay, got it.
I conclude. Thank you, we got it.
Yeah, okay.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? It's unanimously approved. So we have the September 24th minutes.
I make a motion.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Again, a unanimous vote to accept them. And finally, we have the minutes for October 7th.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
And this is motion and second to accept. Any discussions? Again, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Unanimously accepted. Thank you very much. Next, we have the resolution LUB 110 for 49 Union Street.
You want to accept it? Second.
So a motion to accept has been seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we need a roll call vote, please.
Chairman Blair,
Yes.
Ken Vanborg.
Was not here.
Okay. Joyce Farmouth. Yes. Ron Hammond,
Yes.
William Hopler,
Yes.
Mark Hayward,
Yes.
Councilman Hurley,
Yes.
myself, yes. Kim Rose.
Yes.
Thank you very much. The resolution was accepted as presented. Next, we have to notice the public that application LUB 113 for 109 Addison Avenue, which was originally scheduled for tonight, will not be heard tonight because there was a problem with their publishing in the newspaper. And we will get them back online as soon as they get their own stuff back organized. So now we have Gola. I'd like to turn the meeting over to you, ma'am.
So before you start, Chairman, I need to recuse myself because this will ultimately come.
Oh, that's, I forgot, yes, thank you very much, Ms.
If Ms. Scott could indicate that, and I will bid everybody a fine evening.
That's what, as a elected official, he felt it's best that he not hear any previous discussion because it may result in some activity that the council has to take.
So what you have before you is a ordinance with a redevelopment plan amendment, not a new redevelopment plan, but an amendment to a redevelopment plan that was actually already adopted at the property known as 334 US 46, Block 84, Lot 19. I think this group would know it as the Able Oil property on Route 46 there. Under the municipal land use law, when an ordinance or even a redevelopment plan, which is an ordinance, is proposed between the introduction and second reading, this body gets together and hears it for purposes of master plan consistency. It's not really about the merit of the ordinance or the plan, but is it consistent or inconsistent with your adopted master plan? So I did put out a memo. I do apologize that it's kind of a day of memo. I was on my honeymoon last week. But it kind of goes over exactly what I'm going to say, which ultimately we find it consistent with the master plan. By way of background, with this ordinance, this redevelopment plan, as I said, has already been adopted, and what this does is it amends it to give it certain land use and design standards, which wasn't existent before. And what it does is it keeps the underlying zoning in place, which is HTLI, your industrial, high-tech, light industrial. But, when you really analyze that ordinance, the HTLI uses, it's really limited. It's limited to, I think, like research facilities, what else? Packaging, scientific research, not a lot of industrial. So this site has already been determined as like an area in need of redevelopment, and in the interest of promoting, reinvestment and to kind of keep up with evolving market needs, the zoning here will allow it to also have the HC zoning with it. So the permitted uses in your typical highway zone, which, is kind of funny because the site is like adjacent to your HC zones, and then it itself is an industrial zone. It's a little kind of unique to see that. So it would keep both uses, or both districts within it, and it will also allow for warehouse distribution and flex spaces, as that's a very common use you see in industrial as well. So, the bigger purpose is to give it architect's standards, good parking, loading. When it comes to these type of industrial uses, you might have front yard parking or loading and it's unkept. And so what's written into the ordinance is like a series of design controls to try to keep it nice and tight and have good standards associated with that. Your master plan, it doesn't get super specific about this site, but it does envision it to just be industrial. You have a future land use map where this is remaining industrial. So, with that prong of the zoning, it's obviously consistent, but we also find adding some highway commercial zones, which is retail along Route 46, is, what you have adjacent and around it, and we think that that also meets the intent of your master plan as well, which is just good long-term planning objectives. And that's really it. So the role is a master plan consistency. I know that John Mills, sometimes you adopt it by resolution, and I don't know if we have a resolution prepared tonight, but I do recommend we do issue a memo at least back to the council, because I don't think there is a second meeting in November due to the holidays, Because what the municipal land use law says is that this body transmits a correspondence, and I don't think that has to specifically be a resolution. We do that, that's good practice, but if we're not able to do a resolution, should you find it consistent, I think that that's something we can also do, is transmit correspondence that way.
So help me understand that we just have to make a note in the minutes that we're going to approve this without a resolution,
Well,
approve the review.
And we'll have the secretary prepare a separate little note
Thank you.
that goes to the council that says that we've reviewed this amendment to the resolution and we find that it is in keeping with the master.
Thank you.
That would be what our what our memo to the
And we
council.
agree with the ordinance.
That we agree that this change to the ordinance is in keeping with the master. It is amended
Amended ordinance.
ordinance is in keeping with the master.
Yeah, so we'll need
Is
a
that-
letter from us,
is
either
that
from John or
correct?
from our secretary.
yeah, while you guys have your discussion, let me just pull open the MLUL. I just don't want to misspeak. It's just, I noticed that we don't have a resolution. So I just want to make sure that that process can still keep moving. So I'll let you have your discussion. Let me just make sure that that is something that can be done. But I can be available for questions other than that.
That's definitely a zone that needs redevelopment for sure.
Yeah, that's one spot that needs redevelopment.
Badly, so if there's any way you can help move it along by making it easier for some developer to come in and do something there.
It opens the door for more developers
Yes,
to have the possibility.
yeah. That's a good thing.
Is there anything going on about maybe like a cleanup of the site?
Well, that has
Well,
to
they have-
happen before they can build on it.
They
No,
have,
but I mean, that somebody would do it, the cleanup, get rid of the tanks installed, and then give somebody the option for an empty lot area, as opposed to having to spend all that money for who knows what kind of environmental disasters are in there and
Well,
stuff like that.
that's the whole issue.
You know,
That's why it's a redevelopment plan, because you'll be,
well, the
under
town,
redevelopment, you're cutting a break in taxes and that kind of thing for whoever wants to go in there. Because there's risk involved in digging up the ground.
Yeah, so what traditional zoning can't do is something called a redeveloper's agreement. And that's at a future phase. There is no site plan before you, so I
Right.
can't really speak to what the what ifs. But I would imagine what would happen is the redevelopment plan, as it gets adopted, this thing called a redevelopment agreement, an RDA, would probably have some consideration with anything environmental. And I pulled it up in the MLUL 40:55D26. Says prior to the adoption of the development regulation, revision, or amendment thereto, the planning board shall make and transmit to the governing body within 35 days after referral a report including identification of any provision in the development regulation, revision or amendment which are inconsistent with the master plan. Anyways, it's a reporting. So I think it's loose. I think we adopt a resolution, send that, but if that's not made available tonight, I think we can still,
we can shift them a letter.
we can send
We'll send-
correspondence.
It says that we agree.
Yes.
Because I do think there's a council meeting on this next
So
Thursday.
a motion that we send a memo,
I'll make the motion that we send a memo,
Second.
whether it's from the lawyer or from our office.
it'll be from our office, from the
Okay.
secretary.
Second.
Second, any other discussion on the motion? Seeing none, another roll call vote, please.
Yeah. Ken Blair,
Yes?
Ken Van Borg,
yes,
Joyce Farmer. Yes. Ron Hannon,
Yes.
Wayne Rockler,
Yes.
Mark Hayward.
Yes.
Councilman Hurley has recused himself. I approve. And Kim Rose.
Yes.
Okay, thank you all very much.
Unanimous.
I don't know what to put,
I'm gonna type it up and send it to Colleen and say this is what we
so
discussed.
she knows what it is.
Right, secretary is to prepare a note to the council give the
Ordinance
ordinance
25,
number.
25.
Right, the ordinance number is consistent in keeping with the master plan.
Perfect. That's all I
Okay,
need.
okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
I'd like to open the meeting to the public. Is there anyone here from the public that would like to speak to us tonight?
No questions, thanks.
Thank you for coming. Seeing none, we close the meeting to the public. Is there any other business that needs to come before the board tonight?
Just want to make comment, once again, that Milco Realty is not here, and we only have a month to go from the resolution we passed, or not a resolution that we said he has till December. It's now November, I'm just making comment, so that we're keeping on track and it's on file.
Hopefully, our council sent them the letter we requested to last meeting,
Right.
Yeah,
instead of giving them fair warning.
right.
Any other, yes,
Just confirming that our next meeting is December 2nd.
that's correct.
Yes.
Okay.
There is nothing.
There's no meeting on Thanksgiving,
And then there's no meeting after that till.
and then there's no meeting until after.
Yeah,
So
until after
we're-
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yep, confirming next meeting is December 2nd.
All right, and the meeting is adjourned.
Just one more question. Can we ask our secretary just to make sure that John sent them a letter, Milco?
I'll make a note
Yeah,
for
we'll
Colleen
make a
to
note.
double check, yeah.
Just need to know.
Yeah.
Just because it's the last month. Okay, thank you.
Okay, then the meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Thank you all.
And I didn't look up